The Republican candidate vying for a seat in the House has gone viral for allegedly posing for family photos with a wife and kids. But critics claim candidate Derrick Anderson took photos with his friend's wife and daughters to use in his campaign ads to come across as a homegrown family man. And since the viral incident, Democrats have now released an attack ad calling out Anderson for lying.
Honey, I'm home.
Derrick Anderson was caught using a fake wife and kids for his campaign.
Ready, sweetie?
He's trying to hide that he's another extreme MAGA politician.
What's wrong? You've hardly touched your food.
Anderson supported.
All right, so joining me now is the candidate at the center of this controversy, Republican candidate running in Virginia's 7th district, Derrick Anderson. Derrick, thank you so much for coming on, giving us some of your time. First of all, how and when did this become such a flashpoint in the race?
Hey, Nichole, thanks for having me. And look, this is pretty unbelievable that this is what my opponent is focused on. What you're seeing is there was B-roll footage that every single candidate in the nation takes. We didn't use it for any of our advertisements. In fact, these people in the picture, they're friends of mine. I serve with the woman, her husband in the military. They're good friends of me. As a matter of fact, we just had a rally here in Stafford County in Virginia, and I took probably 100 different pictures with folks. So again, this is the kind of stuff that my opponent is focused on because it's a distraction. We know that my opponent's lied not only about me in this situation, but he's lied about himself. He's lied about his military background. He's lied about his rank, and he's lied about his time overseas, saying that he used weapons of war on the battlefield when he knows very well that's a lie. So again, this is a distraction from his own lies, and it's a distraction from the issues, because I can tell you, my opponent is not talking about the economy and not talking about how he's trying to make it more affordable for people to live. Here in Virginia and the Commonwealth, about a quarter of Virginians are delinquent on their credit cards. About a third of folks are living paycheck to paycheck, and the average family's paying about $1,100 more a month. He's not talking about the border crisis and the fact that here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, here in the 7th Congressional District, we had 2 illegal immigrants of Jordanian descent attempt to breach the front gate of Marine Corps Base Quantico because of the failed policies of the current administration. Again, my opponent lies about this. He lies about his military background. What else is he willing to lie about to the people here in the 7th Congressional District?
All right, so Derrick, you say it's a distraction, and there's no argument that it certainly has become somewhat of a distraction here. But did you know, you say this was B-roll, but candidates don't tend to pose with families that are not theirs. Did you know it would be used in any sort of campaign literature or in any way in the actual campaign?
Again, we took B-roll footage of a lot of people throughout the campaign and taken a lot of pictures with folks throughout the campaign. Again, we didn't use it. He took a screenshot from B-roll footage. But again, this is pretty unbelievable that we are 5 days away from an election and we're talking about this rather than the issues. I go to early voting locations every single day, and the first thing that people are talking to me is about how much it's costing them at the gas pump and how much it's costing them at the grocery store. They're talking about the issues with crime and the fact that 5 people a day are overdosing here in the Commonwealth of Virginia on fentanyl. I mean, these are the type of issues that I'm talking to folks every single day, and they're ready for change.
Right.
They're ready to see someone like myself, who's from Spotsylvania County, who grew up in the district, was a Green Beret, deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, someone that's from the district and understands the district, not somebody who lies about himself and lies about other people. Again,
how tight is that race right now in the 7th district?
Yeah, Nichole, this race is a really, really tight race. Yeah. It's in a dead heat, but that's why we're out here every single day working. Yesterday morning, I was up around 4:35 in the morning at the slug lines talking to every single person commuting up to Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. We're out and about every single day. We just had a rally here in Stafford County. So, look, it's a tight race, and that's why it's so important to be out there and talking to folks at the early voting locations and hearing the issues that they're focused on, because that's what I'm doing every single day.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.